I'm going to play High Tide in Penny Dreadful Saturdays to find out if it is playable without Ponder and Frantic Search. I think the answer is probably no, but we'll find out. Alright, it is round 2. I did not record round 1 because I thought High Tide would be really bad and I thought it would go 0-2 or something, but it's surprisingly not terrible. And I won the first round 2-0 against Thigh Shuffler on mono black midrange. I do think this deck is actually maybe not terrible. I won on turn 4 game 1, turn 5 game 2. So maybe it does actually do something. Of course it's never beating a deck like White Weenie. Which I think means it kind of can't be that good because like it just isn't really good against aggro ever. And that's just too popular for this deck to be playable if it's not going to beat those decks. I think I actually go planning because I don't really know what I want yet. So more dig is less important. Though of course I mostly just want like Tide. So Sapphire is a great hit though. So this is some kind of smokestack deck with Braids. The new Braids, Arisen Nightmare. I think it's Rakdos with like Chainsaw, Sarcomancy to sacrifice. Maybe like, I don't know if they're playing Onicol Anvil. Probably not. Okay, so if I find High Tide, I'm pretty set to win. There's the Braids. So they sack Sarcomancy, which hits me for 2 and lets them draw a card. Not too relevant here. I don't think they can really draw into interaction. I could check their list. Repeal is interesting here, but I think I really want the turnabout. I will do that now. Maybe a misplay, but okay. So I kind of like going pieces. I wonder if I wait to use it. Because I want to be able to reenact off it. It is really annoying for reenact that you can't like Frantic Search a Mind's Desire into the yard or something. Okay. So what I need is mana, which means I need to find a Tide. Which means this reenact is not doing a whole lot. There's a High Tide. And my opponent doesn't know I found it. I don't think they probably have him actually. So I just have to hope they don't have that. It kind of looks like they don't. What did they do on turn 2? Did they do nothing? I think they did nothing. So that means they don't have him, or didn't have the time. I wonder if they have any other interaction. Probably not. Maybe they have artifact removal. So I am definitely winning here. Or at least I'm casting Memory. With a lot of mana. I think it is pretty likely for me to whiff. If it's anything like... So in Season 30, we had Frantic Search, but no Ponder, no Bond of Insight, like no cantrips at all. And Memory would whiff so often, which is actually the reason I didn't like the deck that season, because I think it was really good, but you would just have a chance of losing to basically anything because Memory just whiffed, even if you had a ton of mana. But you are actually, like with Sapphire, I think you are allowed to play like more pieces of the puzzle, which was kind of bad in the past. Okay, so I am just going to win the game. So I go Dig Through Time, which is actually an upside to be able to delve things, because which was part of the problem in Season 30. You couldn't play a delve card because we had no cruise or dig, so you couldn't exile lands from your graveyard before you memoried, which is actually why I was playing a delve spell that like tapped creatures. But so I exile something random. Okay, so I go High Tide, and is it Desire? Yes, I think so. Because right now I can go High Tide, turnabout, Desire, have a reenact the crime up to cast it again. So, I think I have mana for that. Yeah, for sure. So, it's kind of impossible for me to whiff. Because anything I cast off this Desire adds to the storm count, even if I find all lands. I'm getting 7 more Desires. Yeah, so the card draw just finds more card draw, so I'm just never whiffing. So, it is pretty over. One thing to consider, so the only ways to shuffle the graveyard back into the library are Memory as a one-of and Finale of Revelation as a one-of. Which means that and since my only win con is a single Fae of Wishes in the main to find Blue Sun Zenith or a creature maker in the side, if that Fae of Wishes is in the graveyard and I don't have a way to shuffle it back, I lose. And again, it's really easy to cast a Memory and then put it into the graveyard with pieces of the puzzle. I actually didn't realize Finale shuffled the graveyard back into the library when I built this deck. Okay, so this is infinite mana, not that it wasn't already, but... Okay, so I have the Fae, I have a million mana. I do think that Fae of Wishes instead of Blue Sun Zenith, basically this is the only win con in the main, is correct, because Blue Sun Zenith is not a card you actually want to put in your deck, especially with Mai's Desire. So you basically just play Fae because it's so much better. And if you find it off Desire, you can actually go find a untapper. Or you can find a win con, or you can find something else like a bounce spell, but you probably don't want to do that. So I believe this is enough mana already. Okay. I do need to go check their list, see what hate they have. So they have 4 hymns in the main, 2 Slaughter Games in the side, 2 Agonizing Remorse in the side, and 2 Underworld Dreams creatures in Cataract Parasite and Razorkin Needlehead. Which I don't actually need to answer because I don't actually draw that many cards. Like if I just play Desire, that doesn't draw. Pieces doesn't draw. None of my 2 mana dig spells draw. The cantrips, the impulses, whatever. Really the only draw that would matter is the draw for turn and then Finale, I guess, or Memory. Memory and Finale, so the Memory is somewhat relevant, I guess. It basically just makes these cards dead, which isn't really that big of an issue. I actually don't want to play Repeal, so this deck actually can win through a Lost Legacy effect on High Tide, because basically you can play Sapphire and then put a lot of lands in play, and then Turnabout generates a lot of mana, Paling Crown generates a bunch of mana, and you do that, and then you play Desire with a bunch of Storm, and that generates more mana because any untapper is now really mana positive, and then you Fae of Wishes for a creature maker like Rise from the Tides because you don't have enough mana for USZ. Or you can find Tolrand. No, you can't actually wish for that, so it's just Rise, which I might main deck. I wonder if I have any creature removal post board. Primal Amulet might be bad. I just remove a reenact. But what do I even want to play? There's not a whole lot I actually want to side in. Probably a win con. Well, I guess Tolrand is really good against a Lost Legacy, potentially. So I'll do that. Primal Amulet was also a good way to beat an extraction on Tide. Reenact is good if they extract it, but I don't know, what else am I going to get rid of? Okay, this is a great hand. Turn 3 Tolerand, turn 4 make a million creatures. And I can also... There is the line of turn 3 Tide Tolerand, which actually gets better because I can turn 3 Tolerand and play cards, some more cards that turn. I don't think that's actually going to happen though. Because I would need hidden strings for that. Or I'd have to play a turn-bow before playing the Tolerand. Him. No. Razorkin Needlehead. That is fine. Well, that's a terrible draw now. I could use it to draw 1 card or something. 2 cards next turn. I'm probably just going to play Tolerand, hope they don't have removal. They do have Burst Lightning, I think, as their main removal. Maybe not the main removal, but I think they have that. Him. Island High Tide. Well, Tolerand is going to need to do something. So they basically need to not have removal, or I lose. If they don't have removal, I should just win. I really wanted them to hit Finale. And not hit High Tide. So that doesn't do a whole lot. It is a 3-power creature, essentially. Better than that because, well, it forces 2 Drakes to block it. It doesn't have to attack. But only because I have blockers. But basically it's a 3-power creature that occasionally does something and basically turns off the 2 shufflers. Braids. Okay, that is a lot of pressure. So I'm gonna go to 5, essentially 4, or actually 2. No. I am kind of dead. So I can block all their creatures if I sack Tolerand. So if I don't block a 2-2, I die. They can't necessarily damage me with Braids, but... I mean, if they sack a creature, I'm probably sacking all of my Drakes to block. So if I turn them out, I have 4 mana, and Dig is 4 mana. That doesn't do anything though. I guess I'm just turnabouting their creatures. Which means that I'm probably going to 2. I probably don't have a Burst Lightning or they would have used it already. I really needed that High Tide. Not that it would necessarily do anything with just this Dig as cast. So if I find a High Tide, I could potentially play a lot of spells, but probably not, right? I don't know how I'm winning this game ever. I think I can't actually kill them that quickly unless I actually win with the High Tide win. I don't really have any ways to remove creatures because I kind of didn't respect this, and for good reason. I might not have a single way to deal with creatures though, that's probably wrong. I have Commit. That might be the actual only way to deal with creatures in the main. I could play the Aura, the 1 mana removal spell, because hitting Braids isn't terrible. I feel like it is pretty terrible though. I don't know. And this is a 1-of in their last list. They had Cataract Parasite, so it's like a 2-of. Maybe I just play Repeal, because it's good against zombie tokens. Yeah, I probably should have just kept Repeal in. I wonder if they're bringing removal back in now that they see Tolerant. I don't think I ever really want to play... I don't think I ever really want to play the Rise from the Tides, because it's kind of too slow. They're fairly aggressive. I could play Engulf, because they do have quite a few creatures. That could be interesting. If I'm playing it at the beginning of combat, they could just like replay... I mean, none of their creatures are actually must answers, though. So I guess I'd just play... I don't know. Repeal, like 1 Engulf, 1 or 2 Repeal. What would I side out? Could I side out Finale, maybe? Okay, so they have an enchantment, which means I'm probably dead. So they have another non-creature, non-land permanent that isn't an artifact. They have lethal with Braids. Well, that's the tide. So I need to find Turnabout plus something. There's Turnabout. I guess I have enough mana to Desire, so I could actually win off of that. I can still find Desire. So I'm just not allowed to draw cards. I can't win at instant speed. If I could win at instant speed, I could just leave the triggers on the stack and then draw a million cards, untap my lands with Finale. But I can't do that. Even if I could, if I was playing Desire, it's still not going to happen, probably. So I have to do this, have to hit Desire, I think. Or I guess another dig could win. That is not Desire. I am not necessarily dead, but I don't think... Actually... Wait, no, I can't even do this because I don't have enough... I needed to not tap the Lonely Sandbar. Yeah. I actually... Okay, no, I was never winning anyway. I was thinking if I could maybe make enough to get lethal, then I could beat the Needlehead, but... No. So, Repeal is kind of good, and Engulf is kind of good. Tolerant is maybe bad now. I do feel like I want a way to win without Fae. I'm not actually sure that it matters. They're always lost legacying the High Tide, right? Especially if they think I'm playing Tolerant. Maybe it is getting rid of Finale, but they don't really have that many of those things. But I guess if I'm low on resources... Well, is it worse or better if I'm low on resources? I have to make it to 12 mana, but if I can, it does just win, even if I have nothing else. So, if they play some hymns and the game goes long, I could potentially go 1 Tide into Finale. I don't know. Maybe it's Primal Amulet. That's kind of slow. I don't really want to get rid of Fae. Or have Fae is the only win con while I have only Memory as the way to shuffle it back. This is a very good hand. So I have turn 2 Sapphire and to potentially a turn 3 kill, but I would have to get very lucky with a draw. I'm probably just going turn 4 lethal pretty easily. Actually, I do need lands, and this doesn't find lands, but I am going double P, which could find strategic planning. That's the only thing that finds lands, I think. So I do need to either draw a land or find a strategic planning here. I can technically win on 2 lands. That doesn't really happen in this deck though. Even on 3 lands it's kind of impossible. That is a huge problem. I guess it's not that bad when I have Sapphire. And I have a lot of digging for another High Tide. But I can kind of win without it if I have Sapphire. Okay. Thoughtseize Bug. Potentially helps them because, okay, wow, 4 lands. And I completely whiff. So what, there's 5 non-land permanents and then 22 lands. That is kind of a crazy whiff. Especially when I need lands like that. So I have what, 27 misses, 33 hits? Yeah, that's not very likely to happen. The bad filter, that's like the first one I have. Okay, I am dead. There's the planning, a little late. Well, I guess Repeal could find a land too. So if they hit these two, I may be still in the game. They hit... Okay, well, they didn't hit memory, that's a problem. I guess I'm not out of the game yet. They don't have that much pressure. And if I just build up lands and eventually find Tide on Tapper, then I can win by just playing memory. Am I actually just holding up commit? I don't hate this. Maybe I should try to find a pieces or something though. So, if I just get Tide Turnabout, I can go memory. And maybe win. So I'm definitely not out of this. Okay. I'm probably just going to lose when that comes back down. Do they have anything? Do they have anything relevant? If it's Disturbing Mirth, that does nothing, right? Oh, it draws cards. That does something. So they have Agonizing Remorse. There's pieces. I mean, they're just going to... Yeah, so I am completely out of High Tides. Okay. Right? Yeah, I just have no High Tides left. So I can potentially get them back with memory, I guess. That doesn't really work, though. If they for some reason decide to just, like, play up Braids, then I could win. That seems pretty unlikely, though. I have to actually just spend all their mana doing, just putting pressure in play. And maybe they think it's a bigger fear that I win on turn 6, or whatever it is, but they probably just don't even have anything else to play. So yeah, I am out of High Tides. I might as well concede, but they actually have nothing going on, so I actually could have won. Alright, I just need 4 Sapphires, and I can go infinite with Palinkron, with 7 lands. Okay, so they have actual nothing, kind of. I think they actually have actual nothing. Or maybe it's Burst Lightning and they're just waiting. So yeah, if I just Well, they just had too many hand-taste spells. Braids? Smokestack? Okay. They should have played that last turn. I could have actually won. Okay, so... what does this do? I have Rise from the Tides. Okay, so I'm going to 6 mana. I can actually play Rise from the Tides. That is interesting. Okay, so I can go... I go to 6 mana. I go down to 4 mana to find a card. So, if I find Reality Spasm... no, that is actual nothing. It has to be Rise. It could be in... it's never in goal for anything. It's just always Rise. And alternatively, I could go play Memory and just don't even play the Fae of Wishes. Or I guess I could play it from Reality Spasm. And now I need to find Tide, and then I could find like Tide into any untapper really, besides Palinchron. So what is... I mean, is this lethal next turn? This is very much lethal. Okay. So yeah, I could just play Memory, but I think that would be bad. I only have like 2 Tides. I do have a land drop. But I think 2 Tides are in exile, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's granted. Good thing I didn't main deck it. Okay, I actually think they have nothing, so they probably... like, I think I actually probably win from this board state with no Tides. 13? Okay, so they have to have 5 blockers, and that wouldn't even do anything. They have to have burn damage, so a burst lightning. Braids is 1 off lethal. They need like Braids plus Razorkin or something. Or burst lightning, which they might not have in. If they have burst, I am dead. They're just shocked that I did this. Just pull out the Rise from the Tides tech. It's much better when you have rituals like Dark Ritual that don't require you to already have a pile of lands in play. But I think in Season 29 I played it in Dimir Storm as tech for Lost Legacy, where you can just go Dark Rituals into it. Or something. But Lost Legacy was pretty terrible against that deck because it didn't need Desire at all, and if you name Tendrils, you just potentially lose to them going infinite and playing whatever. Which could be a Rise from the Tides, but it doesn't matter what it is. It could be Brain Freeze. So they are probably dead. Do they have Burst Lightning? That's really the only thing they could have, I think. Yeah, what's the point of trying to win with Bond Twin Cast after Tide is extracted? Just kill them with zombies. I mean, Tolerant has always been the tech for Lost Legacy, I think. Well, it's more for like White Weenie, but... it actually isn't impossible for them to block all of this. Actually, they need to block 3 things. That's not really possible. And they can't get any damage if they do that. So it doesn't really help at all, because they have no way to burn me down if they're chump blocking with everything, or trading everything off. Oh, they do have that, so if they play 2 creatures, they're alive. But then what are they doing? Because they can't attack if they do that. I guess Clockwork Percussionist dies, so they need Double Burst Lightning or something. Or like a Pyroclasm. I doubt they're doing anything like that. I don't know if they even have that in the deck, considering their creatures. Yeah, I think I actually pulled this off with Rise from the Tides, a Fae of Wishes. Yeah, who needs High Tide when you just play Sapphire? Okay, they're attacking. Do they have Burst? Kinda scary. I feel like they have Burst in their deck. No, they are trying to draw Burst. They hit a mountain, so I assume they die. They also drew a card off this, so I guess they could have found Burst off that. Did they actually find it? No. It's a Razorkin, okay. If I have 2 more creatures, I would actually not have lethal here. I'd actually have to hold back to not die to Razorkin, which means any burn spell would be lethal, I think. Except Braids wouldn't be a burn spell. So that would be interesting, but I think they are dead. I'll sack a land. And that should be game. Okay, I am very surprised I managed to win from that position. Alright, it is round 3. I'm 2-0. I don't know what my opponent is on. See if I can scam another person out of a win. Okay, this hand looks interesting. Has card draw to find a cantrip. This hand definitely wins with Tide Turnabout if I find a land. So hopefully, what is that? Maybe they have Verse. So this looks like Boros Legends. Could be Heroic as well. I don't know why they would have red. So Boros Legends probably no. I mean, it could be Boros Legends anyway. I think I need to hold up Repeal. I could use it now to try to find a land. I don't think it's ever Sapphire there. I'll just play it next turn if I don't find a land. Percussionist. So they probably crew that. So this is, I've seen this list. It's like Goblin Engineer or something. I think this is a Goblin Engineer deck. I'm not entirely sure what this is though. This is interesting. So I go strategic planning, good. See if I can find a land. I can find 3 lands, okay. So it is interesting. If you have 2 turnabout or 2 sapphires, you can win with Tide Turnabout. I was kind of thinking about that being a possibility. Do I ever have lethal? Tide Sapphire Turnabout. That's 6 mana. This is always lethal, right? So I make 6 mana. I reenact down to 3. Wait. This is always lethal, right? But what do I actually do? So I go Tide Sapphire Turnabout. I have 3 lands untapped. I tap 2, float 1 to reenact High Tide, which means I make 4 mana for Desire. But why would I not just Turnabout instead? Do I actually want to go for it here? Like, what are they actually going to do to me? They're playing some kind of aggro deck. Like, I probably win, but I feel like it's kind of dependent on 1 Desire, which is for 5, 6. So if I just go Tide Turnabout, that's 7 mana. And then, wait, actually, if I find a land off Desire, so if I go Tide Sapphire Turnabout, 2, 6, then I go reenact a 3, hit Turnabout for 9. Yeah, I just do that. Because then a land drop allows me to play second Desire. No way they have main deck Silence. This isn't Season 28. So I go reenact the Turnabout. I don't know why I was thinking about Tide so much. Like, the obvious line is just hit Turnabout. But I was really considering the Tide too much. So I have enough to cast another Desire just with this island, so I just win. And I found hidden strings as well, but I really wanted to make sure I could win just by hitting island off Desire. Because hitting untapper plus gas is not that likely, I think. Like, it's not unlikely, but... I died, I guess. It doesn't matter, but... so Faye is my only win con, so I am going to save that for as long as possible. This is actually enough to finale. So I'm going to do that. Play around Mana Tithe, which isn't legal. Play another Sapphire, why not? 2 mana Desire. Reenact High Tide. It's the fastest way to win, I guess. Could have played the free one. So I can just go Fae, and then I'm holding up commit. Okay. So I've seen this deck before. I forget exactly how aggressive it is. Or if it's just super grindy mid-range. That would be ideal. Alright, I'm going to go check their list. Okay, so it looks like an Oni Cult Anvil deck, kind of. Where it's like aggro, but it's pretty slow at doing it. And they have like no hate. They have Hope of Girapur as the actual only hate for Tide, I think. So they should be pretty free. Just play some repeals, maybe Engulf, because it is really good at preventing them from killing me. I don't think they have Graveyard Hate. Maybe I should check that again, though. Signing in a Tolerand would be a mistake, I think. They have too much removal, probably. Don't think it's ever a fear for Fave Wishes getting somehow not being able to. I don't think it's ever a fear that it gets exiled or something. But what do I get rid of is the real question. So, Reenact maybe. I kind of like Reenact. It's never Finale, right? Maybe it is. Finale is a really risk-free way to win. If you can make 12 mana, it just wins. Like, there's no risk of whiffing, really. Maybe it's Reenact. I do kind of like Reenact for casting Fave Wishes. That does work, right? You can cast Granted off that. I think. I guess it's Hidden Strings. I feel like that's kind of helpful for going off, though. Actually, it could just be Dig. I don't think I ever cut a Dig, though. If anything, I want to play 3 Digs, which I probably should be doing. Got a Desire for the memes. 2 Desire. Optimal. I guess it's Reenact. Reenact is just the card I cut when I need to cut something. I didn't really consider what I'm actually setting out when I build the deck. I didn't spend that much time. Sand is okay. I mean, it has High Tide. It wins if it gets to 12 mana. So I just need a couple lands and a turnabout. I have an answer for their hope, or just their aggro, which is a bigger fear, honestly. I think I'm actually cycling the sandbar, because it's not an island, it's kind of bad at being a land, and I have strategic planning for to look for lands, potentially. And it looks for lands itself, so I'm just playing Sapphire. Okay, that's very good for me. I probably have an easy turn 4 kill. It's kind of impossible to not kill on turn 4, unless I like a whiff off Pier or something. And I can just easily repeal that. Okay, they have an answer for Sapphire. That is really annoying. I forgot about Artifact 8. Yeah, I turnabout still just wins. Okay, and there's the lands. So turnabout just wins. Do I play planning? I think it's... I don't know. I think I'll just Pier. Wait, they don't have Luris anymore? They did reveal it last time. Do they have... So they sided in Luris probably. Or did they side in something else as well? What are they finding? They don't have hate, do they? Maybe they're siding in a Phyrexian Dragon Engine or something? I don't know. Okay, Lion Sash, that's Graveyard Hate. I kind of forgot about that. I think that actually is in the sideboard. That actually doesn't do anything against Finale, though. It's potentially a reason to not play the card I sided out that I forget the name of. Actually, I really wanted to play Strategic if they're going to sack the Hope. What is this? High Tide? So if I have 4 lands, High Tide, that's 7 mana. Not even close to enough for Finale. Can't play Dig. Wait, actually I can play Dig. So I do that. I can play Dig, right? So I have 4 lands, 6 cards in the graveyard, yeah. But I can't repeal while I do it, so that's probably a mistake. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I wasn't thinking about needing to repeal. Because I do need to repeal if I want to win right here. There's a memory. This is actually... Yeah, I really didn't want to take the dig there. Because I need to repeal. Maybe I should repeal now? Yeah, I should probably repeal now. Too late for that, I guess. Oh, and they have Lion Slash, so dig is not... Well, they're probably not really using that, though. They're probably just, like, using it for memory, or holding it up. But yeah, they can just sack the Hope now. So I probably should have gotten the card draw. I was just kind of afraid of some kind of haste for it. So, presumably they are just getting back Lion Sash with Perilous Mirror, ideally. I wonder if they reconfigure it. Probably not, right? So they are just sacking it already, so I do get to draw. Lion Sash, they never reconfigure, right? Do I repeal now? I don't know. I don't think they have any kind of protection. No ninjutsu, so I can go here. They have protection? No way. What is this? Oh, it's just Land Sash, okay. They hit the land and Sapphire to grow it. I don't know why they're doing that now instead of waiting for me to use a... why do I keep forgetting this? What, they're using it now instead of waiting for me to play a Reenact. I guess they only need one for that and they just want to prevent dig. So that's smart, I guess. They didn't even use it on memory yet? What? Okay. I am just going to dig all of this away. But I could just play memory. I don't know why they didn't exile it. There's no reason to try to grow that right now. Okay, there's Turnabout, there's High Tide. So I win. So their last list did not have Silence, but I would be dead to it if they had it now. Player on Mana Tithe for no reason. Bluff a Spell Pierce, that isn't legal. Okay. Or just cast High Tide with that mana, okay. So the game is concluded. Alright, it is round 4. I am 3-0. I don't actually know how many players are playing, but I'm probably locked regardless for top 8, or top 4, whatever it is. Probably top 4. Okay, it's actually top 8. So I'm definitely locked regardless. So this match doesn't really matter. Last game, I cut it off early, but it wasn't very eventful. I comboed off and won with Blue Sun Zenith. Is this Orzhov control? Probably. So their interaction is Graveyard Hate and Hymn to Torok. And like discard with Kaya, I guess. I missed a land drop, so I probably just win. Okay, that was almost a whiff. They do have Hate for Sapphire. They maybe have Vindicate. I don't think I played any Vindicates in my list, which got neck-decked a lot. They definitely have Abstruse, though, but they don't have mana right now. So I need some gas. Unfortunately, they hit pieces. This is not Orzhov control. This is Orzhov Angels. Okay. So I need some gas. And a Tide, probably. I don't necessarily need Tide. Desire is 5 mana. Turnabout is 3 mana. Makes 2 right now. They have absolutely nothing going on. So I just need any kind of card draw. And I win. How do they have nothing? What? How high is their curve? I guess they could have more Giadas? Okay, they're playing Condemn? What? Okay, this is so much mana. There's not that much mana generation in this deck. So honestly, a card draw spell would be better than High Tide. So they have removal. A lot of removal. And a lot of expensive cards, I guess. There's a Pier. Reenact. Do I win? I win, right? So I go to 9 mana. Cast Desire for 5. And still have Reenact. Yeah, I just win. I don't think there's any way they have Hate for this, right? I guess they could have Graveyard Hate with Ereboses. So I guess there is some Hate they could have. Yeah, they could definitely have Ereboses. Okay, so I want gas and desire, or no, not desire, tide. Though I do have just another desire, presumably. Turnabout? No way I turn about them, right? Sapphire Island. I have to turn about myself, right? Yeah, for sure. Because I haven't even... Yeah, they're F6ing. Okay, they should just win, even without a tide. They should find a tide. Okay, that is a lot of lands. No way this whiffs. Okay, they conceded. Was that even... Wow. I hadn't hit a single... I hadn't hit any gas and they conceded. That is certainly a concession. Yeah, I actually could have lost there, just by getting horrible desire hits. But probably not. Because any kind of card draw, I just have infinite mana already. I do need to look at their lists, if they've played it, see if they have Lost Legacy. So they haven't played this deck before, and their previous black decks didn't have Lost Legacy, Golgari Squirrels, but it did have Persecute. So, that's interesting. That's a lot scarier than Lost Legacy, I think. Maybe not. I don't know how good Rise from the Tides or Tolerant actually is. I don't think I'm citing this in... They're never extracting Fae, I think. Repeal is probably not the greatest. I could have Canonist, probably not, though. I have no idea if they have Silence. I'm not going to play around it. Do I do anything? I think I sat out Amulet. Probably have Disenchants. Could bring in Tolerant, could bring in a Rise. I think Rise is probably bad. It would be Tolerant, if anything. Maybe they just go bigger than Tolerant if I'm not actually going infinite, and if I am, then why bother? So it might just be Engulf, might just be a Repeal. I kind of like Repeal more, though. Because they have Hymns, so... actually, I might just go Engulf. Okay. Yeah, I really have no idea how they're side winning. Presumably they have Disenchants. That's the only thing I would expect, though. Could be Helios, could be Seal, could be Cathar Commando. I'm not sure if I'm cycling. Probably not, unless I draw some form of card draw or land. I could actually play Island, not cycle Sandbar, because I don't really have a use for mana, but I am just cycling now that I found that. I cycle first. Because I could find memory, I could find... and I have dig, so... that is... yeah, not what I wanted. So... I didn't hit tide, but yeah, that was the exact opposite of what I wanted. I really just wanted them to hit desire even before I do that one. Actually, actually, everything in my hand was kind of important, right? Okay, they actually have Canonist. Wow. Yeah. These are terrible draws. Yeah, I really need them to not hit land. But yeah, I need land plus Repeal now. If I have Vindicate, it's over, I think. So I need land, I need to Repeal. Or like land, Engulf. I'm probably just dead though. I do just win, probably, when I do that. Okay. I think that's going to be too late. Because they have 10 next turn, 6 now. If they play anything, I'm dead. Yeah, they have lethal next turn. There's nothing I can do. So they have Canonist. Yeah, Engulf is pretty good here, I think. But yeah, I do need to actually find lands. I wonder how many they're playing, or if they're playing Silence. This matchup is pretty free if they have none of that. I mean, no, because they could have him into aggro deck. I feel like repeal is worse than engulf. So maybe I play engulf here. What do I get rid of? Is it reenact? I guess? Okay. Wow. Yeah, if these were islands, this would be an amazing hand. Pretty easy to find Tide. And it just wins when I do. But yeah, this just does not work, I think, with the sandbars. Okay, this is a good hand. It is questionable into him a little bit. It's fine on land, then I get a Sapphire in play, but if I hit my gas, like even if they leave Desire, if they hit Pier, I'm not really doing anything. So I'm just dependent on draws. Which is kind of often true of the deck. Whoa, Infinity. That's expensive, I think. Okay, please hit my Desire him. Both of them, preferably, I think. Okay, no him. This is a Canonist. Okay. That's annoying. So I need a repeal or engulf. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, good thing this match doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, if I find any kind of card draw or removal there, I mean, I guess an untapper isn't that good. But now I need several things to win, so I need a pieces or something soon. That works, but I don't have any way to do that. So I need an engulf, but I can't dig after an engulf, so I need some stuff. Okay, that doesn't work. But I guess I do potentially use this turn. Probably not, actually. They have nothing going on, okay. Okay, can I find a card with text, please? Any kind of gas that I can play. Actually, there's a line here. That is unfortunate. I just let this happen, right? Okay. Might not be correct, but I'll find an engulf off this. So find High Tide. What does Faye get? It gets Tolerant, right? That doesn't really do anything right now, it's too slow. I'm not dead next turn. Probably. So, Faye is probably too slow. It finds engulf. If I find Island, I can play it, but I'm not gonna take that. No, it's not engulf. Engulf doesn't work. I think it has to be... I think it's Tide Planning. Actually, it could be repeal, but I would need a land for that. Wait, no. No, I wouldn't. So I guess it's Fae Tide. And I go get repeal. Well, it was never tolerant because I can't do that. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know that it changes because engulf doesn't really do anything different, I think. Because I kind of need that draw. Do I? Actually, I don't need that draw. I think it's engulf because they could play another one, and I don't actually care about the draw because I'm just going memory. So if they have lethal, it's probably because they spent all their mana, which would mean I can just play engulf and not be dead. If they have silence, I'm never winning, but that's kind of what I signed up for when I brought Tide. Yeah, okay. Did they just draw that, or did they... I think they had that the whole time. They just had a bunch of hymns in their hand, and they needed to draw black source before they could play them. So, I'm not dead. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot about that. Well, that was still correct, but... So, am I playing memory right now? No, not anymore. Right? Yeah, no, I can never do that, right? So I go pieces. If I find tide, I can win. If I find engulf, we can do another little dance. I find engulf and pieces. I go Fae of Wishes, play engulf. Hopefully I don't have another him. That would be unfortunate, but hopefully they would play Canonist first, although that would probably be incorrect, maybe? If they play him, I have memory, so maybe it encourages them to play Canonist. They could play both if they find a land. Untapped land. They found it, okay, so hopefully they don't have another him. Or I'm dead. Well, not necessarily. That's annoying, but they are about to play a Canonist, so I can't engulf here ever. And I do have memory, so no way they hold up Ereboses. There's no way they actually think I have no win con other than that. Because I haven't played this deck before. But I did say in the Discord that they should be the only win con. What? Did they not realize? What? Okay. They didn't realize. They meant to play the Canonist, but they accidentally went to their end step without doing that. So I win if I find tide turnabout. Do I win with this? Probably not, right? Do I go turnabout dig? So, I have 6 lands. Turnabout puts me to 7. Another turnabout puts me to 12. Memory would put me to 8. And I can probably win from there. I would have to find a tide pretty quickly, but I do have... No, I could just find Desire. Okay. So is it double turnabout? I think. So I could also go dig. I go turnabout and then dig to 5. I need to find an untapper or a tide then. How many tides have I had? 1? I think it is double turnabout actually. So it actually wouldn't have mattered at all if my opponent played Canonist. It actually would have been better for them to do actual nothing, because I would have been scared of a chant, or silence, whatever. So I'm just playing memory, and hoping I find stuff. Desire or tide, or just gas into one of those. Okay, game over. Okay. I still have Finale in the deck, so I actually can put Fae in the yard. I didn't get exiled, right? Okay. I didn't randomly exile Fae or something, did I? Okay. And they just conceded. But yeah, I was just going to Blue Sun Zenith for 1,000,000, so 4-0. Going to the top 8. Alright, it is the top 8. First round, I don't know what my opponent is on. The sand is bad. Sand is okay. Just needs a tide. I wonder if I throw back Desire here. I think I do. What could this be? Enchantress never plays Bop, right? There's no way Heroic does either, right? Probably not Ascendancy if they're playing black. Maybe your terms version has it. Okay, this is wait, what is this? Some kind of combo. I don't think it's Unctus. It might be the I think a Persists deck just got popular. With a lesser Masticore. I forget what the enabler was. They're attacking with Fauna Shaman. So they don't have a creature. Okay, it is some kind of Aristocrats combo, so I'm pretty sure it's Persist. Not that it really matters to me. Okay, there's the Tide. So I just need basically anything off this pier. What does Fae get? Nothing really? I don't know. But a pier probably went off that. Did they ever have lethal? I only have 2 cards. 2 mana. And the Masticore requires discarding a card, so I don't think it's ever possible for me to die here. I guess the Elf is legal? With Persist? Maybe? I'm not actually sure. But it looks like this could be it. Safe will delete. Or Infiltrator, okay. I think that kind of combo is bad because you need a persisting, you need something that makes it work, and you need something to sack infinite times and something to pay off for that, which could be the same thing if it's Goblin Bombardment. But I think it's pretty bad. So what am I doing here? So if I go Tide Turnabout, puts me to 10. Palinchron puts me to 11. I can't quite Finale. Does Fae do anything? No. I can't net mana off, I don't know why Reality Spasm is even in here. It doesn't even net mana unless we have several Tides active. And even then, it barely nets mana. So can I even win? I can't play Finale unless I draw something. Because Palinchron is 1 mana. Turnabout is 4 mana, right? And I start with 6. So yeah, it's 1 mana short of Finale. I guess it's still Finale though. See if I can do anything with this. That works, right? I'm not sure if... Okay, so 6... So I go to 4 mana, go to 1, go to 9. Palinchron makes 2. So this works. Yeah, it discounts 3 mana, right? It discounts Turnabout Palinchron Finale, so it makes 1 mana. Okay. No way they have something. What could this possibly be? No way they have instant speed Artifact 8, right? There's no way they're main decking Silence. So this is 11 mana. Hopefully. Yeah, this is... So I can go Finale for exactly x equals 10. Okay. So, I win. So I got to win the game. I guess I reveal something first. I should sack, but it doesn't matter. I still only have one High Tide active. So I could go Granted. No, there's no reason to copy Desire. I probably didn't want to actually flip that yet. Not that it matters when I have double Sapphire, and regardless, I'm just winning regardless. What? Why does it automatically pay without? Like, it doesn't even ask if you want to pay with the Wellspring mana. Just because it doesn't cost any generic mana, I guess? I don't know, that's weird that it does that. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Yeah, it really should not do that, but okay. Which means I have to hold control if I want to do that. Yeah, it's been over for a while. I'll probably not show the entire combo. But, oh, it is over right now, so... Wait, why didn't it ask if what I wanted to pay with? Is it still holding full control even when I'm not holding down control? I don't know. Let's just win. Alright, game 2. I do need to check what they're playing. Okay, so their previous list was Golgari, and it didn't have him. It did have the Ball Therapist on the side is really the only hate, but and Graveyard hate, maybe Disenchants. Yeah, they did have Disenchants. But I don't think they were actually Golgari. I thought they had more colors this game. They played white mana. Okay, so they could have Canonist, and probably should as a one-of. And they have some Graveyard hate, so maybe I don't play this. And maybe I play Tolerant or something. They probably don't have removal for it, but they can beat me with the combo. But I think it is really slow and inconsistent, so their combo. I think this is probably fine. I feel like this is definitely a favored matchup. They just aren't playing hate for whatever reason, or they weren't playing hate in their last list. And their combo just has way too many pieces to be fast or consistent. This is a good hand, I think. They have Cabal Therapist as the only hand hate in their last list, and presumably they didn't add a color and him. Okay. I'm only to 5, probably looking for a fast combo or hate. They're playing white now, so Silence or Canonist is on the table. I'm not actually sure what they would play white for. They get Safehold Elite with green. I don't know. I mean, it's possible they're not actually playing white. Wait, no. Is it? I don't think it really is, but... Okay, so I probably just hold up and golf. But they do get to cash their board in for treasures. So they're definitely playing white. I don't know why. Okay, they aren't even close to the combo though. Do I even need to care? Because they don't have any kind of persist. So they need both a persist creature and an enabler. I don't even know what the enabler is. Malira? Maybe something else? Good Fortune Unicorn in white? Or whatever it's called. We probably don't have that. Maybe I should just peer twice, or... Well, I guess Engulf is good here, even if they don't have the combo assembled, so... Though it does make me a little weak to a Canonist that they play later, but I don't really care. I think. Because they're not really doing anything. If they do nothing, I probably don't Engulf. Nightmare. So... There's no reason to do anything now. If I'm going to Engulf, I'm going to wait for them. Oh, I thought they were not just going to pass. That is unfortunate. Though... There's not a whole lot they can do here. I think I am going to hold up Engulf anyway. There is High Tide, so I will need something else to go with that. Which I probably should have already found. But... maybe one already, but I should have a pretty easy win this next turn anyway. I don't play Engulf if they do nothing, or just do Nightmare things, I think. How much can they actually do? Okay, they don't even... Oh yeah, they can't do anything with that, really. Okay. Piece... I don't really want that. I already have a Pieces, and I actually care about the mana, I think. I just want to find a Desire or something. Desire is not the best. I can't actually build that much Storm right now. Maybe I should have taken Turnabout. I guess I'll take High Tide. Am I going for this? I think yes. I find... So, Finale doesn't do anything. Palinchron is lethal, right? It's infinite mana, infinite storm, I think. Alright. That is the first round of the elimination rounds. Alright, semifinals. I don't know what my opponent is on. We'll see if they have Lutri. Otherwise, they're on Orzhov Midrange or something? That's what they last played. I should probably check. So it looks like they're on Orzhov Midrange with Tide Hollow Scholar. Or the Tide Hollow Scholar deck. It doesn't actually have Tide Hollow because that's not legal. But it's a Wasteland Strangler with Mesmeric Fiend, some similar things, Kitesail Freebooter. And then they have Abzan, Legion Angel, him, of course. So I just need a Tide and I win, I think. Okay, do I let this happen? I think I do. They're probably taking Pieces, I think. Or they should take Pieces. I don't know if they will. Yeah, they took Pieces. So, this is another Peer. Yeah, I need a Tide. And probably something else. That is one of probably the worst draw possible. It makes my desire hits worse. It is not a thing that does anything. Okay, that's really good for me. What does that mean? They have 4 mana and they just do nothing instead. They're tied. They know about it though. So I'm assuming this means they don't have any kind of Tide Hollow effect. And they probably, they just have nothing else, right? No creature at all. No him. So I go to 6 mana, I go to 8 mana. I play Desire for 3 cards. And it has to be an untapper. And even then, I don't win. Necessarily. But, yeah, so I think that's just not correct, because my opponent showed that they have nothing. That has to be off the top, unless they made a huge misplay and decided to just not play it last turn, which would be a huge misplay. I don't know why you would ever do that. So I'm assuming that they just drew that. Unless they play another one, in which case, why didn't they just do that last turn? So they took Tide, of course. Okay. They might just have an answer for this with Vindicate or something. There's no Touch the Spirit Realm. Oh, Abstruse? No, this is Abzan. This is Abzan. So I'm not dead next turn, I think. They have 11 next turn, so 1 off. Is there any reason to do anything here? Probably not. I go to 5, go to 6, go to 1 with a Desire for 3, and it hasn't even flipped. So I wait 1 turn. I can turn about if I have to. But if they're activating Vent, they probably don't have any kind of burn. I don't know what kind of blink they could have outside of Resto. And they can't play Abzan if they are activating Vent, so I should be fine. If I have him or something, I lose. Okay, they do nothing. I don't think they have anything here. I do cycle. That is not what I wanted. I really wanted anything that triggers Primal Amulet. An island does potentially give me mana to play another Desire, but it's only if I find an untapper. So I have to find mana, maybe? I could find mana off of this. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So what am I copying? Am I yes, right? No, I'm never doing that yet. High Tide, good. I'm always copying Dig. Actually, I don't know, I'll flip that, I guess. That's not good. So, wait, I can cast Desire here. I actually found a ritual in High Tide. So I just go double Tide, and then I can cast Desire. Or I cast Reenact, but I don't... Why not play around Hate? I guess I could technically lose if I do this. I actually can target Desire, or just Turnabout actually. That's probably better. So I just go hit Turnabout. And then I go pieces, I guess. Dig through time. See if I can find an untapper. turnabout. Probably should have taken Medallion, but okay. So the game is in fact over. No, why did it move? So I find some things, make a million mana, Fae of Wishes for Blue Suns, and win. And I have protection now, but obviously they would have done something if they could already. When I played Reenact, they would have won if they had something. I'm not going to Blue Sun Zenith for less than 48, even though I have the ability to copy it. Okay, there's the turnabout, and I win. I guess I'll find this first. Concession? Yes. Okay. I guess I will look at their list to see if I have Lost Legacy or anything. 2 Canonist, 3 Lost Legacy in the side. They have 8 Mesmeric Fiends, 4 Hymn, 4 Vindicate in the main. And I might have seen a Camball as well. 1 Camball, 1 Kunoros. So, I do need to answer creatures, that's for sure. Tolerant is bad. I probably do play Rise from the Tides in the main. Though I don't have anything to find with Fae now. I can't find enough Fae now. Which is annoying, but maybe I put a Engulf in the side. Repeal is bad, I think. Maybe. I really like 4 Engulf though. But I kind of want to be able to find something other than Blue Suns off Fae. So, Reenact is bad against Kunoros, but that's not really the reason I'm cutting it. Primal Amulet gets Vindicated, and they probably have Artifact Hate. Maybe they don't, but I don't know. It's probably pretty good if their only Artifact Hate is Vindicate. Maybe I do need to play Repeal, I don't know. I guess in strings. So if they have Lost Legacy, I try to Rise from the Tides, but I can Desire into it. Okay, pretty good hand. Sapphire into Hold Up Commit and Engulf. This is a great hand. Very good against Disruption. Unless that Disruption is Artifact Hate, then it's not that good. But it's pretty good against Mesmeric Fiends, I guess. I guess they just take the Sapphire, though. But then I have 2 answers to their stuff. So, I don't know. I do wonder if they have Artifact Hate other than Vindicate. Probably not Heliod's, but I don't know what it would be. I did look at their list, I don't know why I didn't look for that. I always forget that I have Sapphire. Okay, they do nothing on 1 and 2, so they don't have any kind of Tide Hallow. Okay, they just kept the hand on the basis that Lost Legacy wins the game. They do see the Rise from the Tides, which they wouldn't have seen if it was under Fae. Though they would have noticed it's the only win con probably. So another legacy does not necessarily win. It basically does though, because I would need to, if they hit the Rise from the Tides, I would need to use Blues on Zenith. And that doesn't really work without Tide. Especially since, well, I actually could like find Primal Amulet, which lets me make 1,000,000 mana with Turnabout. And then do stuff. But, so I could commit. I don't think there's really any reason to do that over holding it up later. So I have 1,000,000 in Gulf, so good luck killing me. So it's going to be a long game probably. I do need a land, which I have no way of finding right now. Well, I can find a dig spell. I have a lot of ways of not dying though, so I can desire for a bit. They probably don't have any. Actually, they have Dam, potentially. I don't know if they sided them all out though. And I could potentially turn about them on their upkeep after a desire. But, and, I think I said earlier Palinchron is infinite with 4 sapphires. It takes 5 sapphires to go infinite with Palinchron and 7 lands. So it's not quite infinite. Unless you play like Nightscape Familiar. Another legacy. Okay, so see if they take Rise or the Fae. If they take Rise, I'm pretty dead. Okay, they actually didn't take Rise from the Tides. That is really good for me. Because it's actually pretty easy to win with that. I do actually have this in the main right now, right? Yeah. There's also Palinchron, but that's never gonna win. So I go Pier. I can Pier again, try to find a land, or something that finds a land. Maybe it should be Turnabout. I don't know. Turnabout is pretty good if you have like 6 lands, but you need to find lands first, so. Okay, this is unfortunate. I guess I am just playing Finale and hoping I find a land. Wow. I'm on the draw, right? Yeah, I'm on the draw. And I just have not found lands. They don't have a whole lot. Okay, they're hitting a land instead of Sapphire. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, this is just really unlucky to not find lands. And then they just have the Vindicate for it. Okay, that is an amazing draw. I don't know why I exiled stuff like that. Is it just double island? I don't love that here, but I think I have to do that. Desire, I guess. I'll probably find another. So, they're venting. So, if I get Sapphire, what am I doing? I really just want to have Sapphire for the setup turns. That's just so much nicer when your cantrips don't cost 2 and 3 mana. What is this? Legion Angel, that's fine. Potentially a reason to just play in Gulf now. Wait, do I know what the other card is? No. Am I committing? I like being able to counter a spell, but I guess. So I plan, okay, so I just find the island. I go pieces, see if I can hit Turnabout or something. I go planning now, take island. Okay, I have very few cards in the deck. I actually lose to Graveyard Hate. No, because I could still rise from the Tides with few cards in the deck, and I don't need the cards in the graveyard right now. I guess do I appear now? It doesn't really matter. I guess it only does if I find the anticipate or strategic planning, which I don't really want to play right now. Because it makes me lose to Graveyard Hate, especially if I hit Rise. So they're drawing Fiend, which doesn't actually matter because I can engulf it. But I would take some damage to do that. Okay, so that's all of their angels, I think. They still have that mystery card. So I find Pieces. Pieces is not the best. I guess it might just be planning. Yeah, I think it's planning. So do I try to win here? So I go... I think I lead with strategic planning. I think I just take this and play it. Does that just win? Is there a reason? So can I... Okay, so I think what I want to do is... So I'm dead if I just do Rise. So I do want to engulf, I think. Can I ever... Okay, so I think my goal is to turn about them on their upkeep, so I never lose with Rise. So I do this. I play Palinchron. If I play Desire and Whiff, I just can't even Rise, so maybe that's not a good play. How many turnabouts do I have? So do I still have 2 more Desires? I think I still have 2 more Desires. Okay, so I have 2 Desires. 2 turnabouts? Okay, I'm just gonna go for it then. Okay, I hit Desire, so... Wait, I need to memory if I want to. So I have to memory, which is annoying because it could draw them a thing that wins them the game. But that's the only way to turn about on their upkeep now. Do I really have the mana to do that? Yes, I do. Because I have double Sapphire and I still have the things in... Yeah, wait, that's actually like really easy to do. So I play Rise. Actually, no, I play Rise. I guess I'll look... No, that was a mistake. Oh, I actually have a turnabout. Oh. Well, I guess I win. Don't even need to play memory. So I just pass. Upkeep turnabout, so I can't dam. Is that game 2? It is, right? Yeah, that's game 2. Alright, so I should just win this game. And I'm onto the finals. Alright, it's the finals. I got lucky to face Midrange every previous round, but now I'm facing Boros Legends. So it's over, I think. They have at least 2 Thalia's main, probably, and they have approximately a approximately a turn 4 goldfish, so it's kind of unwinnable. They could also have silence and or canonist in the side. I don't know if they know that I'm playing Tide. They could also have Hope of Girapur, but I don't know if they would actually do that. They should probably just play like Norin and Zergo. Okay, no turn 1 play, interesting. If they have Thalia, it is just over. Like, I might as well concede to this. Yeah, they probably just mulled for Thalia. Do I even want to play this out? I guess if their hand does actual nothing, I have a chance. But, this is actually a really good hand if it had lands. With 4 lands, Tide, turnabout. Maybe, okay, so I'm never removing that. I can actually win through that potentially, but that isn't happening this game, I think. Okay, Sapphire completely negates it. So I guess I go Sapphire, see if I can win on turn 5. Turn 6, actually. Are they actually gonna play nothing? No way. If I have actual nothing here, I guess I win. They put Lurrus in hand. Wow, do they just have actual nothing then? Because I actually might just win right here if they just don't have anything. They have to actually have another form of hate if they want to win, I think. Because they just had absolutely no pressure. If they just won on turn 4, they probably would have won. They just needed it. Oh wow, sheltered by ghosts. Yeah, I did not expect the Thalia deck to play this, but I guess it's just pretty good in aggro in general. So that has Ward 3 and make spells cost more. Yeah. I mean, if they just didn't have sheltered, I would have won. But yeah, now it's just over, I think. They're going to be on the play. Tolrand, they probably play burn spells post board. And Golf, they just have haste creatures, though. And yeah, I don't think this really works. It doesn't really stop Thalia very well. It was the tech when they didn't have Thalia, White Weenie, but now it just doesn't really do what it's supposed to. And same with a repeal, you just can't really repeal a Thalia reasonably. Like you mostly just have to ignore it and play a Sapphire. So, is that a reenact? Primal Amulet, I guess. Pieces, sure. I mean, it could actually be enabled to Scream. I guess. Alright. Yeah, this deck just folds to aggro. Though, it wasn't the aggro that killed me there. Okay. His hand does stuff, maybe. I do need to draw a card with text. Any kind of card draw. So Thalia is actually not really that scary, but I was just missing land drops was the problem. Hope. That could be a problem, but it potentially hurts their aggressive plan. If I play Thalia, I might just concede. Because I'm not beating that. Unless I draw perfectly, I guess. Yeah, they just have Thalia again. And I just don't have the right answers to it. So I look for a land. I guess I go pieces, see if I can engulf for 5 mana. Maybe try to find a Sapphire. Hope they don't have... Okay, they have Flowering. Wait, no. They can't play Flowering. Do they have a land? No? Okay, so they have Flowering, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I am just going to die. Let's see, I have to find a land off this. Because I'm pretty sure they have Flowering. Okay, that's a good draw. So I could actually win by... Well, I'm never really winning when they can just... there's not really a reason to take commit because, well, I guess there is. I guess I could, if I just find a land, if I draw a land off the top, then it actually helps me not die. But if they just use, so they play flowering, which they probably have. Yeah, they showed me that. Well, I guess I can't really commit anyway. But yeah, so they just use that, and then I top deck a land. Don't top deck a land, lose the game. So if I top decked a land, I could have turnabouted, which wouldn't have really done enough because I'm still playing Tide for 2 mana. I just don't have the things I need. Like, I can go Tide, Dig, Hidden Strings. I mean, I guess the Dig maybe actually wins me the game, but yeah, I needed a land there. So maybe I actually could have done it if I had nothing else. But yeah, I can't. That's just a terrible matchup for me. Like, I was just farming midrange. I think that Tide is a terrible deck. Alright, so I got second place with High Tide and Penny Dreadful Saturdays. I think that this deck is terrible, and I only got this far because I faced all mid-range before the finals. Like, every single list before the finals was mid-range. So, and a lot of those matches were close. So I don't think this deck is good at all. Like, I would have beat all of these decks pretty easily with Azorius control, I think. And sure, it has a better matchup into Orzhov control, and is really good against blue control decks. But like, it just loses to aggro way too hard. So yeah, I think High Tide is pretty bad, but it's not the worst. I was kind of surprised how quickly it actually goldfished. Like, it was fairly easy to get a turn 4 or 5 kill. I thought it would be more difficult and more risky. But with all the pure through deaths and strategic planning is actually pretty easy. I think what I would change is add a land, change the sideboard for sure. 4 Engulf is bad. Spasm is bad. Rift is probably bad. Tolran might be bad as well. I'd probably play less Unable to Scream. And play maybe a cheaper answer to Thalia with like Piracy Charm or something, maybe. And maybe just cheaper bounce removal. But I guess that's what Unable to Scream is, so. So yeah, I guess that's kind of pointless when you have Unable to Scream. So I don't really know. I don't think there really is a way to try to beat white aggro decks with Thalia. Other than just hope they don't have it and don't have a fast kill. And you do. Yeah, in the main, I think it was fine, just not enough lands, not enough ways to find lands early. I do wish there was a 3 mana card like Pieces that could actually find lands in this deck. I didn't dislike any individual card though. So yeah, that is my run with High Tide. I'm probably not going to play this deck again. Maybe I'll try it in leagues though with a better version. I'm not going to take it seriously for the 500 or anything though.